Hello, this is Bill Moran and Kelly Rosala on the Bill Moran Show. We thought we'd try again one of our YouTube shows and show you some of our capabilities here. First of all, we wanted to go over the cancellations that we had today. Unfortunately, one of our guests lives out in Cedar Lake, and that was Roger Hayward. He just couldn't make it into the studio, and so we decided to go ahead and cancel the show. We apologize for that, but we've rescheduled him. Actually, we've got quite a lineup for the rest of the month. Next Wednesday on the Bill Moran Show, we will have from the Porter County Sheriff's Department, Jeff Biggs, who's the chief of the Porter County Sheriff's Department, and then Jay Berkey, who is the director. He provides a lot of the educational programs and some of the outreach programs within the jail itself. So we will be talking to those two at the first part, the Bill Moran Show, beginning at 11. Then at 12, we begin the Recovery Radio, which is hosted by Megan Johnston. She will not be here next week, but that's where we're going to reschedule Roger Hayward. And he's going to be on at noon, and then we'll finally get to catch up with him then. Then the following week, we have some guests again from the county, this time the Emergency Services Division of the county. Mike Brickner, who's the Chief of Emergency Services, will be with us, along with his deputy Lance Bella. So they will be joining us again for the Bill Moran Show starting at 11 on February 21st. Then Recovery Radio, we welcome back a guest that we've had on before that she's kind of told her story, shared that with us, and that is Amy Brinkley. She is originally from this area and then started working for the state down in Indianapolis, and she's a huge advocate for recovery. So we're very pleased to have her back, and actually we are going to be talking about something with her that's going to be kind of interesting. She's kind of partnering with us on this whole recovery radio idea and how we can branch out and welcome some more folks in that are going through recovery and they could share their stories, share the music that's meaningful to them. And so she's been kind of an advocate for this and has kind of shared some information of what people are doing around the United States and around this area. So we're very grateful to have her back on February 21st, and that she will be on at noon on Recovery Radio. That's following the Bill Moran Show immediately afterwards. So with that, what we thought we would do is kind of share with you some exciting news. We do have a sponsor that is joining us, and we've actually produced a small commercial for them, and we kind of want to roll that out to you. We will be going out to their place, and actually I should mention the sponsor is ESPA.
ESPA, Spa and Holistic Center.
Right, and so they have actually agreed to join on as a sponsor. And so what we would like to do is go ahead and show you that commercial that we've designed for them. So here you go.
Relax, renew, rejuvenate. Let Espa Day Spa and Holistic Center be your destination to revitalize and heal your inner and outer self. Espa, a family-owned and operated European-style boutique spa and holistic center, is located at 2825 Jewett Avenue in downtown Highland, Indiana. They offer individual services, combination packages, and monthly memberships. For a complete list of services offered, go to my-espa.com. To schedule your appointment, call 219-923-3772. Hours vary depending on the season, so be sure to call before stopping in. Gift certificates are available.
Well, that was quite something. I hope you recognize that voice.
I've never heard it before in my life.
Oh, right. She's a professional actor, so she knows it. Yeah, so we're very excited to have them on as a sponsor. And I just want to mention some of the other folks that have supported us. Recovery Works, who is our original underwriter at WVLP and has provided a lot of the equipment that we're using to produce the show. And let me explain that a bit, because we are going to be going back to what this equipment was originally purchased for, and that is to produce a show called The Walk. Actually, this is we're blessed to have finally teamed up with Recovery Connections and PACT of Porter County, who is going to be helping us produce some of those shows. In fact, Megan Johnson and I were just exchanging emails today about a possible next guest host for The Walk. And again, The Walk is a something that we dreamt up as a avenue for people to come on that have been through recovery and have really changed their lives quite drastically. Talk about their story, talk about their whole life story from childhood to post-recovery. And the first one we did was very powerful. Someone who had gone through it all, alcoholism at a very young age, that again started as a gateway into marijuana, heroin, to the point where he OD'd and then finally decided, that's it, I'm going to change my life. And so that was a very powerful testimony. So we're going to be doing that again in conjunction with our partners at Recovery Connection and the PACT, which we're very grateful to join them only in partnering on the radio, but help us to further that project called The Walk. So some other things that we wanted to talk about. First of all, Kelly, are you ready to talk about your one-woman show?
Sure.
All right. Kelly's going to share something here with you.
Oh, I'd like to invite everybody out there to come on out to the beautiful Canterbury Theater in Michigan City on February the 24th, which is a Saturday at 7 o'clock, and Sunday the 25th at 3 o'clock to see a wonderful one-woman show called An Evening with Julia Marlowe, written by the amazing Jerry Holt. The person portraying the part of Julia Marlowe is myself. It's a really great show, and I'm not saying that because it's me. I'm saying that because the writing.
She's saying it because it's her.
No, I'm saying it because the writing is phenomenal. It's being directed by Bethany Lee Bayer. And I will be performing that. Canterbury Theater is at 807 Franklin Street in Michigan City. And if you would like to get tickets, they're $15 a piece, and you can call the theater and make reservations at 219-874-4269. Julia Marlowe happened to be probably the premier Shakespearean actress of her time back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And this is an evening with Julia Marlowe, telling you a little bit about her life up to the point of 1921 when she's getting ready to take a trip to Washington, D.C. Jerry Holt is an associate professor at Purdue Northwest. He is also an author and a Fulbright grant teacher right now, teaching this school year in Bergen, Norway. He has written a book called The Killing of Strangers, based on the Kent State University shootings in May of 1970. He's written plays like Ernie, about Ernie Pyle, Ricky, about Branch Rickey and his friendship with Jackie Robinson, Woody, about the Ohio State football coach Woody Hayes, and a series of one-act plays called Life on a Ledge. He's an amazing writer, and his words are very powerful. And if you don't know who Julia Marlowe is, I really recommend coming out and learning a little bit more about her. And I am looking forward to having that opportunity to tell her story to all of you out there.
And I've been listening to the lines being practiced. So I almost feel like if something happens to Kelly, I can probably be, what do they call that?
An understudy. You
understudy.
Could be my understudy.
Yeah.
You'd look great in the dress.
I've done that before, actually.
We don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, Grandmama Moran from the Baltic states.
Ah.
Yeah, one Halloween I scared the heck out of kids. By the way, how do you like my attire?
Fancy.
Isn't it? Gosh, yeah. Anchor man I'll never be, but hey, I feel comfortable at night.
That's
So
all that matters.
yeah. So one thing we're going to share with you, I'm going to try out some of our capabilities here to give you an idea. And a lot of you know me, my passion is kind of weather. I always wanted to be a weatherman, but I was kind of persuaded to go in a different direction because I was told I'd never make any money be doing that. But I still love it to this day, and I know I have some friends that went to school with that did decide to go in environmental science, and I was so jealous of them. Gosh, oh man.
You do a good job here, though.
Yeah, but gosh, I could have easily sat in front of a blue screen and pointed to random
Green
thing.
screen.
Is it green screen?
Yeah, it was
Well,
green
see, that's
screen.
how much she knows. I don't know this
Green
stuff.
screen. They
But
don't do that anymore.
I know the guys. Well, now they're gone to monitors. They don't have to look at a separate.
You could have been the
screen.
next Tom freaking Skilling. That's
Tom
what you could have been.
freaking Skilling.
You could have been him.
Yeah,
The next. Well,
Yeah.
you couldn't be him.
but
because
you
he's
know what?
awesome,
I
but
don't even own my own car, so
That's no. You do, but that's an inside joke if you've
yeah.
ever seen the video of
yeah,
Tom
that you've
Skilling.
got to go to YouTube
Go to
and
YouTube, look
do
up
a
the Tom
search of
Skilling.
Tom freaking Skilling,
Skilling.
and
It's
you'll see a
hilarious.
side of Tom that you've never seen before.
We love our WGN people.
Oh yeah, yeah, and Tom is, of course, he can have us killed. Yes,
Well, according to that.
yeah, according to the video, he could have us killed.
That's right.
And we better watch it before he actually does. So what I thought I'd do with you, talking about Tom freaking Skilling, I'm going to turn into a Tom Skilling for a moment here and share with, and I know all of you have kept an eye on the weather, so I thought I'd give you an update here. So this is what we're looking at for the week. I wish I could have better news for you, but it looks like Thursday is going to be the start of it. In the afternoon, we're going to start out with some flurries, and it will gradually build up in the evening to where we will get some heavy snow. So I would encourage you, if you have any traveling to do, if you got to work late at work, try to get out of there as quickly as possible, because as we get into the evening hours, the snow will become heavy.
And slow and steady wins the race. Just take your time getting where you need to go. It's better you get there alive than not.
Yeah. And if you see a Tiffany Toyota out there with
With Hello Kitties
Hello
all
Kitty
over it,
stickers,
watch
believe me,
out.
you will make the next rants and raves on our segment. So you don't want to do that. But at any rate, just alert here, we are going to be looking at some heavy accumulations throughout Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday, I'm sorry to say. So let's look at those accumulations. Here we kind of show you a map. We're looking at 6 to 10 up in the northern areas and into northwest Indiana, Lake and Porter County. And as you head south through Pontiac and Rensselaer, the chances go down to more than 3 to 5 inches. And of course, the further south you get. And of course, as all of you live in this area, we're going to be susceptible to lake effect snow. So we can even get more. So these are the forecasts right now. And if for those of you who follow my weather reports in the morning, I will keep you posted with regard to where this is looking like. But so far, we're expecting a pretty heavy snowfall, 6 to 10 inches. Maybe in the southern county areas, we could end up with more of the 6-inch area, but closer as we get to the lake and the northern counties in Illinois, we're looking at a heavy snowfall at 10 inches.
So we need to go stock up on ho-hos and things like
Yes,
that.
there is definitely a CLC. That's a cash out line congestion caused by Hostess Ho-Ho hoarders.
Yes.
Yeah, those are two advisories which are they belong solely to the Bill Moran Show and the staff of meteorologists.
It looks like this Wednesday we may go into a little bit of a Randy advisory as well. Because of the
Yeah,
chilly
it's going to
weather.
get close. Usually Randy advisories are pulled out when it gets to,
Close.
15 degrees
Or
below
less.
zero
We're
wind
going
chill.
around 17,
Yeah,
so
yeah. But for those of you who want to, you could take a Randy advisory. I'm not going to pull it out till it gets sustainable 15-degree wind chills below zero. But for those of you who are not familiar, Randy, the little brother on Christmas
from the
Story.
Christmas Story.
Yeah.
Where
yeah,
he can't put his arms down because
Yeah,
he's all
that's-
bundled up.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the weather. Again, we're going to be ending up with some pretty heavy snowfall Thursday evening, heading into Friday. Friday all day, and then tapering off at night to flurries. But we're looking at snow all the way through Saturday. And if you want a detailed forecast, I usually put one out on every morning on the Bill Moran Show, so look for it there. And that's it for weather.
Great.
And then I guess that's it. We've kind of one thing I do want to talk about the people that supported this show when we started, and we're coming up on our
Almost 1 year.
1 year that we started this, and it's kind of weird how it happened. And you, many of you have heard the story, but I've always been passionate about radio. When I was a kid, my dad took me into radio stations in the area because that's what he did as a precinct committeeman. He took the candidates that happened to be coming through town. It was his duty to get them to WLTH that was in his precinct, and then to WWCA and so on. And, you know, as a little kid, I used to look at all these knobs and dials and stuff and was just absolutely fascinated. But then, you know, we had, you know, like the Tom Collins, the Warren Freibergs of the area. I was absolutely fascinated listening to them interview people. And I always said, gosh, I would love to do it. But back then, most of these people had cigarettes hanging out of their mouth. Absolutely amazing talent. I watched these people interview with the cigarette, you know, it was bopping up and down as they talked.
I remember.
But it was, they imagined to do it. So that's what kept my parents from kind of running with that passion. If they kind of pretty much told me, you're not going to go into radio and smoke cigarettes. Well, yeah. So I got into radio. But the way it happened was kind of comical. I happened to be invited over to Len Elis's house, who many of you know Len Elis. He was the Uncle Len, as they called him, WAKE fame and WLJE 105 FM country station. And his nephew happened to be there, and who is Noah Adams, who is the famous
NPR.
for NPR. And of course, Len and I've known each other for a while. He knew my dad because he worked at WJOB when my dad was ushering all these people around from station to station. And not close friends, but they were acquaintances. And we began talking about politics for an hour. My dad was a politician. He actually served on the Maryville Town Board for one term, and then they talked him into running for the Lake County Council, which was unsuccessful. But you know, he was committed to, very passionate about the community and very passionate. You know, Len and I were talking about this for an hour, and literally I had this nationally known radio host sitting next to me who doesn't say a word. And the next thing you know, Len, of course, who monopolizes the conversation, ends it, and Noah turns to me and said, have you ever considered a career in radio? Because I'm telling you now, you could pretty much walk in any radio station and get a job. And well, I haven't. Right now, I'm volunteering. Everything is volunteering. Of course, anyone that knows the radio industry, it's a pretty tough nut to crack, if you will. And I've never been on the radio before March. And so this is when I actually subbed for Robert Fredersen on his show. And then I was approached by management asking me to put in a proposal for my own show. And after that, here we are. Yeah. So, and they haven't thrown me off yet. They've been extremely supportive through a lot of things. They've been very, in fact, that's one thing I want to give a shout out to WVLP. They've been very supportive of our show, the different things that we've done, and kind of unique for their radio station. We've hosted a number of roundtable discussions on serious topics, and that's I've been labeled as the serious guy at WVLP. I've actually asked one of the other hosts to come on the show, and he goes, "Your show is too serious for me. I want to stay with music and jokes." And so that was Mr. U of all people. So yeah, we've hosted roundtable discussions on substance abuse in Porter County, domestic violence, veterans affairs, We've actually had discussions with nutrition, with Sandy Goldberg, who's the nationally known famous nutritionist who had her own show on Channel 5, NBC, and now is on WGN. So, we've had a lot of those things and are prepared to do another one. We're actually in the midst of producing another one on domestic violence, sexual aggression, with the whole Me Too rise that we've been approached by a couple of people, and Breanne Coleman, who's led that effort, and we've kind of just provided the avenue for her to do that, has put together some wonderful women,
Absolutely.
very heartbreaking, but
And
the wonderful,
inspiring.
strong, inspiring
Survivors.
women to come
Strong
on.
survivors.
They are survivors, definitely, and tell their story. That is in the works. We're having to work with people's schedules, but we're going to get there, and hopefully we'll be getting together with that group pretty soon. And Breanne is continuing helping us out with that, putting some things together, information that we can share with you. But please looking for that coming up pretty soon. But again, that's putting some people together who have different work schedules, so that's kind of challenging. So there you have it. That's what we've been doing. And I do want to talk about some other people behind the scenes that supported us. Chester's Technology, the little camera that you're seeing us
amazing.
from. So if you have any complaints about seeing us, you would owe that to Chester's Technology. They actually
Feel
don't.
free to thank them because you get to see us.
That's
Lucky
right.
you.
Kelly always puts a positive on it. So they've actually donated, and I've been negligent in mentioning them on every show that we do.
And they're
So,
amazing people.
exactly. Rich Shields was the one that was instrumental in getting the camera for us, and that was after I did an interview with the folks out at Chester's and talked about the history of Chester's, and many of you remember that. So that ended up, and we may do that again, by the way. They've
That'd be
asked us to come out and do another interview as some things are changing at Chester's. So there you have it. Again, we next week we will have Chief Jeff Biggs and Jay Berkey on the Bill Moran Show at 11, and then
Our
immediately,
YouTube show,
on a YouTube show,
which
and-
is on Tuesday.
yeah, and thank you. And then again on the Recovery Radio, we'll have Roger Hayward. Now on Tuesday, we will be recording our show from ESPA, and then rolling out their commercial for them and interviewing some of the people at ESPA. And
Some of the people that work there, and
Yeah.
possibly some of the people who use the services there. I can also talk from experience because that happens to be the place that I go every month for some lovely facials and relaxing massages and body wraps and body scrubs and all kinds of wonderful things. So we're excited to go show that off a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet other than to pick Kelly up.
Yeah.
I guess I should give it a try, a facial.
But you see the results.
Oh, yeah, I cannot even come close to your. Yeah. It probably could do that. We could film me getting a facial.
We could probably do that for another show. I don't know if we
Yeah.
can do it this time because of our schedule, but I'll
Yeah.
bet we could.
And
could do
you
that.
know what's happening tomorrow?
What's happening tomorrow?
SIP. Our first show from SIP.
That's right.
Yeah, 1:00 tomorrow. And I'm going to be putting this out as soon as we're done with this. We're going to upload this video to YouTube. But we are going to have a thing we're going to call like the coffee break, and where we're actually going to sit at SIP Coffee House here in Highland.
SIPS 2.
SIPS 2.
Because
Yeah.
there is a SIPS 1 in Crown Point, but
Yeah.
we're at SIPS 2 here on Jewett in Highland.
Yeah, wonderful place.
Love it.
It doesn't. Gosh, I do miss going to Fluid now that I moved out here to Highland. But SIPS they're very good.
Yeah.
But
You
we
can't compare apples and oranges. I mean,
No.
Fluid is Fluid, SIPS is SIPS, but
Right.
great food, great staff, cool atmosphere, awesome artwork all over the place, really fun.
Yeah, and what we hope to do there is just pull people in and talk to them. What we hope to do is get some elected officials, sit down and have a cup of coffee, and then just talk about things. what's happening in their
Talk about
respective
stuff.
cities. Stuff. Yeah. Elected official, we want to know your stuff.
That's right.
So bring your stuff to fluid to
boy.
sip to, and we'll sit down and have it. And by the way, if you happen to be in town, stop by.
Oh, please do.
Please do. If
We'd
you're
love it.
listening to stop by, our Lake County friends, which we've got a few of them. Just stop on by, have a cup of coffee, and we're going to be up in that upper level where the couch is, so that we've got that area reserved, so you could sit around and be our audience while we sit and talk to people.
Be our
Just
guest.
be our guest.
Yep, we can't do that one though. We don't have the rights to sing
Yeah.
that song.
Oh, we always can sing.
Oh, we can sing? Okay,
Yeah,
well, fine.
we can sing. Yeah.
All right.
So, all right, we're going to let you go and enjoy your evening, and enjoy this last non-snowy evening, because tomorrow it's not going to be so much clear. It's
No.
So, as a matter of fact, I want to express caution again. If you have any
Please.
traveling to do, do it before the evening hours, because we're going to end up with some heavy snow, and it looks like it's going to continue on through Friday. So with that, we would like to wish you a good evening, and we hope you could tune in. Check our YouTube, because we are going to start doing more YouTube shows, and
Absolutely.
we think SIP is going to become a weekly thing. At least we hope to.
We hope.
And then we will randomly appear at businesses and
Yeah, any
and-
businesses out there who would like us to come by and do some things with you, reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you out. And
Yeah, definitely. And as you could see, we could do a commercial for you, and something that you can actually upload to your own social media and use if you'd like. But we'll do it on our show, or just hand it off for you to use as you would like. So that's it. So anything else, Kelly? Can you think of anything else?
no, just
No.
have a great night.
Yeah. Have a great evening.
Thanks.
And with that, we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.